Good morning to all. Today we are going to start about cloud management mechanism, remote administrative system. What do you mean by remote administrative system? This is the basic criteria when we start this part. Remote administrative process is something that where you can interact with your external resources. What are the resources you have already allocated, or what are the resources you have already taken it? Let me go through it. What are the resources you have already taken it? Interaction for the external resource cloud resources and configuration. What are the resources, what are the configuration, what you have taken? This is first point. And the second point is that uh, if you want to have more resources according to that one, like if you want to have it, you want to see various underlying process like resource management, SLA management, billing management system, other things, you can able to access through a remote administrative process. First thing is that what are the resources, what are the things you are going to access it, and you want to modify something or anything you have to with your resources, IT resources, or you can able to first thing. And the second thing is that you can able to see the different options which are there, which you can able to access through remote administrative process. There are something called resource management, SLA management, billing management. These are the things, various underlying process which we are going to see in this part of class. The major things about this, that when you log in, first of all you see what are the things you are going to see, what are the resources you are going to use, what are the resources which you don't want to use, you can able to deallocate them. All those processes are going to come down in remote administrative process. Let's take example for here. We have just logged in to remote administrative process, and this is a cloud consumer. That's you or me, user, me, myself, or yourself. And this is a remote administrative process where this is come into existing, where I've already told you we can able to see resource management system, SLM management system, billing management system. If you just go to the previous slide, this is what it's going to consider about this part. Okay, this is the part which we are going to see, this one, resource administrative process. These are the major tasks of resource administrative process. Once you log in, you can able to see, once you log in according to this one, you can able to see your IT resources. First part is what are your IT resources, what you are going to see it. And then you also able to see this part, that is resource management system, SLM management system, and billing management system. We are going to see all those three in details. First, let's come to resource management system. There are before I move on, there are two important tasks in two primary third of administrative. One is that a general purpose centralized, we able to see all the resources, and the self service portal where you log in according to this one, and you want to retrieve a data. What are the resources you want to take it? Allocation of resources, or deallocation of resources. Cloud service available to the cloud provider usually, and the consumer submit the chosen item. That means what are the items you have already served. Once you log in, let's take example. I will log in. I need a virtual machine and RAM, all those things, and where I have logged in all these resources, and I'm using a RAM of 200 GB hard disk of at one time I don't need, so I reduce it to 150 GB hard disk. What are the things at self portal? You can able to log in, you can able to buy something, buy or release the resources. One is the administrative process. You can able to check all the things, first thing. And the second thing is that self service portal, you able to log into that one, you can able to buy the resources, or you can able to delocate the resources. What are the process? There are two primary things of this part. What is this? Resource administrative process. These are the parts of this one. Once you log in, data things, but major task for this one is this one. You log in, you see your resources, and then you are also able to see what are the other, it means you can able to buy this part. Now let's move on to this one, the other part. This is my cloud services. The first part is something like that, where I've already logged in, I have already got a user, and I already logged in. I go to remote administrative process. I check my all the resources. Self-service process is something like that, where I logged in. I want to buy something, or I want to delocate something like that. User administrative process. This one is something like that. Cloud services. You can able to delocate or something, allocate and everything. This in this all process, one thing is common, that is remote administrative process. You log in as is not your first user. You are the already have a login, already have a login. You are first use a self one, and then this one. Let's take example this one. Already leads to your virtual service for hosting. This is the first point. First point is already configuration already leads to the servers to the preparation. This is the part one. The next part, cloud services, the self-service portal. Select or request private services. So, sorry, select and self portal service, which I have already told you in my this one, self service portal. What you'll do, you just log in and you can able to buy the resources or you can able to deallocate the resources. The third part is that throughout these steps, the remote administrative system interact with the manager. The cloud service administration that access the user administrative, again the configuration newly users. All this process, you already have a user. First point, this is self-service, already have a new user. In all those new user, you're able to cloud services. What are the services you're going able to gain it? In all this process, you can able to see remote administrative process. So there are three parts in this one. If I say it, first one is already user, this is self-service, and this is a new user. That's why cloud services comes into existence, and all this process, remote administrative comes into process. This is the part of it. Now, what depending upon this one, why you want to it. Typically, the cloud producer or cloud delivery model, the cloud consumer is lease or using the cloud provider. Why you want to use this? Based on your requirement, level of access control. What you want to take it, what you want to give it. Access control, what are the access control you are going to have it. Further, depending on which underlying management system, remote administrative interface you are going to take it. And why you want to configure setting up cloud services, provide or release IT resources on demand, monitoring cloud services status usage, monitoring QoS or SLA, service level agreement, that we are going to see fulfillment, that we are going to see managing a lease cost or usage, managing user account security. This is part of security credential, is also part of unit 4, which you are going to see in different part. Tracking internal external resources, why you want to use remote administrative process. These are the why. Depending on when you are going to use this is what it part is. Okay, this is remote administrative process. This is the part of it. Resource management system. Now look, this is one thing. I've already come cloud service administrator, customer resource management. This is one user. This is other users on premises. So what are the resources you are going to see? Cloud A, Cloud B. This is an example. Remote administrative system on both premises of this one. Resource management system. We are going to see something about. We have already seen something about this part. Remote administrative process. Now we are going to see something about this part. Resource management system. This is resource management system. We are going to see something about resource management system. We are going to see. No, this is not that. We are going to see about this one, resource management system. Let's move on to resource management. Resource management system mechanism main purpose to help the coordinate IT resources. Coordinate IT resources in line with the management action of both cloud consumer and provided. It comprises of virtual infrastructure management (VIM) and a repository and a core system responsible to coordinate with the server of the virtual server, or we can cyber. Let's see the figure. Virtual management. This is resource management system, virtual machine. This is virtual infrastructure management, virtual infrastructure management, and repository. What do you mean by repository? It's just like a which holds the images and everything for frequent use. What are the frequent use things you are going to use? It's going to store here. So, however, virtual is generally commercial product that can be used to manage the range of virtual IT resources across multiple physical layers to allocate or allocation of virtual service or one physical service to another. Employer cloud providers, this is one thing. Employer cloud provider or cloud consumer can able to access resources management system function by cloud resource management. You can able to this, you can able to go through this one with the help of cloud resource management. The example is already given to you. You can able to see this one with the help of, you can able to access this part with the help of remote administrative point. That is the point number 2, which is mentioned here. And those working on behalf of cloud provider will often to able to directly access the those working on a cloud on behalf of cloud provider, they can able to access the resource management console. As simple as it is. Now let's move on to this one. You have a resource administrative process. I log into user. This is a remote administrative process. This is a one virtual machine which I have already shown you, this part, and this repository. The frequently used all the data or address will be stored here. In order to, if you are storing like your RAM, in order to access the data, very far frequent data is stored here. So you can able to access the data here as early as possible. If you're not there, then what will happen, this one native virtual machine will available to you. You can able to go through that one, then you can able to get the data from here, which already goes from here. So this is what remote administrative process. There is a virtual machine, a repository for the virtual machine, then a native virtual machine console, then there is a cloud resource administrative, their parties. So this is what very example. When you by the cloud administrative login, username and password comes up, remote administrative process comes in. There is a virtual management is there, virtual image repository is there, whatever available in this one, we can able to access it. If it is not, we are going to go to the native virtual machine. This is one part. Then the next part is service level management, SLA. This is part of it. Where is this one? This one, service level management. Service level management, which is here. The service level management, service level agreement management mechanism can be represented in a diverse range of commercial accessible of cloud management product. This is a agreement which you can able to see management produce offer future represent different administrative of cloud resources, report storage and other things. SLA management system comprise of SLA manager, yes, SLA manager, quality of services repository. QoS is nothing but quality of services report that can use to store or retrieve collection of SLA that is based on predefined parameters, reporting parameters. You already have an agreement. What are the things we are going to have it predefined parameters and everything. SLA manager is there based on your agreement. All the data is available on this one. Means you have already have. Let's take an example. I log in. I'm using what you call Tier 2 a T12 system with 512 G 312 means 12 processor, 512 512 GB hard disk, 1 tera hard disk RAM, and I'm using HTTP protocol, port 80 and all this process, and then I'm using security concern and everything. At one time, I don't want this HTTP protocol to be used. I just define something, I'm using something. So I need to change it. These are all available in your service level agreement, what you want and everything based on your agreement. And these are all available. So cloud service provider, administrative, or remote administrative process, these are all process available here. But there is also SLA monitoring agent. What do you mean by this one? This is a part of one thing, but this is also a part of this. Why it is there? Like feedback regarding active cloud and SLA data. There is a feedback. What are the things which you are going to the cloud service provider? You can able to have this one, and you can able to have, like, let's take an example. I want to increase my capacity. I send a request. I came back, but this is also modified in your SLA monitoring agent. Or sometimes I want to deallocate a resources. I send a mail, I receive a mail. Then monitoring is also available, which also there. This is a part of it. I think available near the administrative. According to the diagram illustrated, the cloud service consumer interact with the cloud service, and secondly, SLA monitor interact exchange message, evaluating the interaction, the collection related runtime data in relation to the quality of service and everything. Next are the query used to report and generator. So whenever you want to have a resource provider, whenever you want to have a request to any service provider, you can able to have a request or something. This also goes to a service. Whatever the service level agreement which you have already signed, fine. If you want more, you have to send a request. You will get a reply. That is also modified in your service level management. This is what is this part. The next part is that billing management. This is part. This is billing management part, which you are going to see. The billing management part. Billing management system provide there is a billing price available and pay as you repository system. The billing management system mechanism concept cloud provider, counter cloud consumer billing and the billing provider processor. A runtime usage and everything is provided here. There's a cloud administrative, invoices is generated already there, user, all those things. But pay as you go. There are some services. Let me go through this one. The diagram illustrates a cloud service consumer exchange message with the cloud service pay as you go monitor, keep track of the usage collection of data relevant to the billing. It is then forwarded to a repository that contains the billing management system. It is then forwarded to billing management system which contain all the system. Calculate the system. The system then generate the invoice for the cloud consumer, and the cloud consumer through the usage of administrator can able to provide the invoice. Once everything is gone through it, administrative portal use the invoices and it can able to see your invoices. Once you log in, you can able to see what are the amount you have to pay, what are the pay, and you give everything. If you want to have it, what are the resources? Let's take an example, load balancing, which is a part of a cloud provider. At one time, I'm using three systems. On Saturday, let's take an example, I have a heavy load, I can able to distribute my load. On Sunday, I don't have a heavy load, so I can using only two systems. So Sunday, I don't want to pay for this amount. These are all there in the consumer provided. Pay as you monitors, it will go here. This all thing, this invoices will come. For Saturday, I'm you paying for three systems. On Sunday, I'm paying for two systems. This is what a billing management system is. So in this our classes today, what we have seen about resource management system, what we have seen about the remote administrative process. There are two properties for remote administrative processes, and then means what for resource remote administrative process uses is this, and what are the things we can able to access through remote administrative processes. There are two self portal, and why you are using it. You have already logged in, you have already service, and the new user provided. Why you are using, when you want to use this, what are the advantage of using it. This is the diagram which I've already just last time I've showed you. I've already used a what you call login, where I have used volume of my G is 30 GB, and this is my private IP address. This is my public IP address, and it is a running as a T2 micro. My processor is there. This is my property, and IPv6 address I'm using it. This is something which I have used as an example, which I have used it. And then in order to access according to this one, I need to log in. This is I need to log in. I have already logged in. This is one processor in some other location in USA. This is some other location in Japan. This is my two locations which I have already given you. Then what I'm able to say is resource management system and other things. We'll stop here and we'll see our next part in. Thank you very much.